welcome to a special Olympic edition of TV Treasures. The Summer Games are upon us again, and as the youth of the world prepares for London, this is the perfect time to celebrate the Olympic spirit as only our friends at Hanna-Barbera could do. Let the Laff Olympics begin! Laff Lympics was one of Hanna-Barbera's first major crossover cartoons featuring several members of their classic cast. It was originally part of a 2-hour-long Saturday morning show called Scooby All Star Laff Lympics, which also included Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels, Blue Falcon and Dynamite, and the Scooby-Doo Show, one of the follow-ups to the original Scooby-Doo Where Are You? The show debuted in 1977, a year after the Montreal Olympics. But actually, it wasn't as much about the Olympics as it was a parody of the ABC series Battle of the Network Stars, which assembled teams of actors from the big three networks competing in various events. Because you always wondered if Mr. Carter could take on the Hulk. The Laff Olympics show had a standard format. Its 3 teams of cartoon stars competed in 4 to 6 events over the half-hour shows, with half the events taking place on one location on the globe, and the teams then traveling to another location for the remaining events. Reporting on all the action were HB's crack team of sports reporters, Mildew, Wolf, and Snagglepuss.
There's nothing to carriage racing. It's unfolding this ridiculous race route map that's the real challenge.
Allow me, Silver Plate. French even.
And yet, I'll still take them over most of the Olympic announcers NBC will shove at us. Our 3 teams, meanwhile, were...
the Yogi Yahooies, the Scooby Doobies, and the really rotten...
The Yahooies were basically comprised of the characters from Hanna's old cartoon comedy shorts. Yogi Bear, Huckleberry Hound, Quick Draw McGraw, Wally Gator, you know the type.
All that to keep in shape for water skiing?
Oh, it's not for water skiing. I have to keep in shape, or somebody might change my shape to an alligator handbag shape, you know.
The Scooby Doobies were made up mostly of the characters Hanna debuted in the late 60s and 70s, most of whom were their superheroes, magical beings, and their teams of mystery solvers, like Scooby-Doo, Dino-Mutt, Captain Caveman, and, God, not him!
I'm not even going to say a magic word, not even once.
What magic words?
Yapple dapple. Oh, I said it.
Let's just be glad Hanna hadn't created a certain hyperactive puppy yet. Then there were the really rottens, the clear antagonists of the show, because we have to have someone to clearly root against, right? Yeah, I'll get to that later. This was made up of villains, but this was where Hanna ran into a snag because there actually weren't enough villains from their other shows to make up a full team. So while we did get the Dalton gang from Huckleberry Hound, they had to create a bunch of new characters, mostly parodying from other works, like Daisy Mayhem, The Great Fondue, and the Creeply family. But of course, they also had the Wacky Races villains, Dick Dastardly and Muttley, Dread Baron and Mumbly.
Wait a minute. Are my eyes deceiving me? Twin Mumblies?
Yeah, this illustrates the other difficulty the show had in assembling its cast. Nowadays, we have huge studios owning the rights to a large number of characters, but back then, the studios corroborated with each other more, and it led to licensing issues at times. Genie from that cartoon series and characters from Josie and the Pussycats were supposed to be on the Scooby team, but Columbia Pictures owned the rights to Genie's likeness, but not Baboo, Goody, and Josie's characters were owned by Archie Comics, so they were all out. Likewise, Dastardly and Muttley at the time were co-owned by Hedder Quigley, so they had to create look-alike replacements, though Mumbly had appeared in earlier shows. From what I heard, HB did reveal the Baron to be Dastardly's brother in a comic book series, so I give them credit for that save. So just what type of events do our teams compete in?
The Kozatsky dance race through the Kremlin. The ever-popular Porpoise race. Crown the Statue of Liberty with a wreath race.
You know, I'd actually like to see the Olympic Committee try some of these events. With all the other crazy games they give us, these might actually stir up interest. I really wonder how many viewers actually cheered for the Rottens on this show. I mean, yeah, they're completely shady and cheat every time, but they just try so hard at it. These guys are completely devoted to their craft of chicanery, and some of the links they go to border on brilliant. Well, except for the fact that they fail almost all of the time. Heck, they're so devoted to cheating that the handful of times they won legitimately, they were offended by it.
And just wait till I tell the world that you Rottens won without cheating.
You zip your lip, you hear?
Hey, it's like the late Eddie Guerrero said, we lie, we cheat, and we steal, but at least we're honest about it. And actually, how is what they do any more cheating than some of the stuff the other teams did? It seemed every competitor tried some advantage they could find. Dino Mutt would use his cybernetics, Babu would use his magic. Heck, it seemed the Scoobies could be just as much cheaters as the Rottens! Okay, I guess you could say the Rottens would cross the line when members who weren't in the game tried to sabotage the others, but it never worked anyway. Heck, check out how this attempt backfired!
Abazab, you're a big ice cube.
Look out for that open manhole.
What manhole?
And get this, the Scoobies were disqualified there for getting help from an opposing team. Who makes the rules for these games, Calvin and Hobbes? It really seems like the scoring rules are made up on the fly. There's the standard format of 25 for first in each event, 15 for second, and 10 for third, but the way they keep penalizing the Rottens changes with each passing episode. Sometimes they'll just bump them down to the third place finish, and other times they'll deduct points they earned earlier for something they did in a later event. This committee's more inconsistent in doling out punishments than the NCAA! All in all, there were 24 episodes made, with the second season made for the new show, Scooby All Stars. If you're scoring at home, or even if you're alone, the Scooby Doobies won 14 of the games, since they could cheat and get away with it. The Yogi Yahooies won 7, and the Really Rottens won twice, with one three-way tie in the final episode. What, did the tie cause so much outrage that they had to cancel the show? Why not just add more excitement next time by saying the winner got home field advantage in the next event? Basically, Laff Lympics is the standard Hanna-Barbera cartoon format from the 70s, ridiculous in its story, over the top in its insanity, and just meant to be fun. It's the kind of show that you should just not overthink and run with its zaniness. And it definitely led the way for more big crossover cartoons from Hanna-Barbera, like Yogi's Treasure Hunt. Boomerang Network will occasionally air this show on and off, and a handful of episodes were released on DVD, though more have supposedly been recently released. And you know what? After CGI's attempt to shove animated crap down my throat, seeing something ridiculously fun like this is just what I needed. Heck, maybe there's another Olympic-themed show I could look at next week.
Go!